Today is September 27th, 2023, and I want to show the fertilizer spreader we've been using this season that has worked out fairly well. It is a PTO-powered manure spreader, a Massey Ferguson brand, that I have modified somewhat to accommodate our fertilizer. This is still a bit of a working prototype. It's made out of wood, probably not the best permanent solution, but the main feature of it is this hole, I guess you call it here, which concentrates the fertilizer as it moves, as it gets pushed back by the action of the spreader, so that it comes out the back at an even rate, so an even level here, and also a narrower band than it would otherwise come out, so that it's falling ideally at an even rate on top of the planting space and not so much in the aisleways. And that's most of the idea here. This part's disconnected. It's not attached to the mechanism. The chains have been removed because that doesn't do anything as crumbly and flowing as our fertilizer is. There's a rubber flap here that keeps fertilizer from spilling out the front, again because it flows quite well. And there are also these little boards sticking down. So one problem I've found with this in general is that, again, the fertilizer, it's a dry, crumbly chicken manure product that it just spills right off the back as it gets pushed down. That's why these aren't going to engage at all. This back beater's not going to engage the fertilizer at all. One problem you have is that if you hit a bump or something, which tends to happen, you're going to kind of get a sheet of fertilizer fall off the back, and then it'll have to push back a little while before the next sheet sort of falls down. These little boards here, they seem to help regulate that, so that it's not all dumping in waves, so to speak. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but that is a feature that has helped. Let's look at the fertilizer I'm talking about. This is what we use. This is kind of the dregs of the pile. We get 30 yards at a time on a big dump trailer, and we load it with a tractor bucket. It comes quite dry, and we try to keep it dry, and that's really why it works in this machine. In some past experience, if you have kind of wet, chunky compost or anything else, it just doesn't flow through well. The machine struggles a lot. The analysis is a 3-3-3 on this, so it's kind of in the middle between a bagged fertilizer, or at least a bagged organic fertilizer, and like compost, like traditional compost. And that works well with the rate at which this drops it. So just recap. So the way this works, PTO shaft spins, and it moves this chain back, but it moves it back like fairly slowly, and that just kind of pushes the fertilizer to the back as it goes. And it works out that the rate at which it falls out is pretty good for the rate we want to use. It takes some. It took a bit of testing with different tractor speeds to figure out what works for us, but it's been working good. Pretty happy with it. Probably will make some modifications to make it a little more permanent. It's just wood, and it's kind of loose. But that is how we spread fertilizer here, and I have some footage of the machine in action, which will also be available to view.